The founder Light is the original, the founding father of light beer. Here's Bobby's rep.
Well, Cajun Cannon, I feel like you have been saving up for this one. And the black and gold delivered for you today in New England, a big 34-0 victory over the Patriots. New Orleans now sitting at 3-2 after Week 5.
Hell yeah, Steve. Man, I'm getting excited and push the volume button up. But hell yeah, a win is a win. You have to look at the National Football League, how hard it is to win. I know the Patriots are sorry, but it's not our fault. It's still an NFL team. I know they've only won one game. But don't we love to humble people who have excelled at a high level? Bill Belichick. Yeah, you want to talk about a humble loss. Bill Belichick looks like, boy, if I wasn't trying to get that record, I don't think I'd still be coaching. Did he show any emotion or passion on the sideline? He looked so disinterested, like this is the last place I want to be because his team got their ass whipped. The Saints put a whooping on the Patriots that the Patriots have never seen. You might say, well, Bobby, what are you talking about? I think it was the worst. I think somebody might say the worst like home loss in Patriots history. Now, when I played against the Patriots, they weren't very good. They'd win 3 or 4 games. But then you look at all through their history and the ebbs and flows up and downs of an organization, they've never got whooped like the Who Dat Nation put on the New England Patriots. Boston Patriots, New England Patriots. All I know is, Steve, I'm kind of jinky. And the Saints won. So I'm a proud citizen of the Who Dat Nation.
Lucky shirt.
This is why you heard at the end, we taking over Massachusetts, so all of a sudden doing the Who Dat chant. Well, that's what I'm saying. We got the right nation, the right fan base, Gulf South, Gulf Coast, New Orleans area, everything. We got the right people. Give us something to cheer for. Give us something to cheer for. You will not find a better fan base. You don't think the Patriots fans are a little spoiled? Did they even show up at the game? If you look at their fan base, how quiet was that stadium? Now, I think they booed a little bit, but they should have been booing way louder, considering the product on the field. Just to look at a little bit what actually occurred. Total first downs. Defense was outstanding. They had 8. I remember we shut out the Broncos and the great John Elway and all. It was like 42-0 back in 1988. And I remember the Dome Patrol held the Broncos to 9 first downs. But we held this Patriot team to 8 first downs. And considering that the rules are structured for the offense to have success, 8 first downs, the defense could not be any better. And then it even gets better. This is what we did the first 2 games of the season versus the latter 2. Third down defense. They were 1 of 14, 7%. That is outstanding. Now, offensively, I think we were functional. We not doing what we need to do on a consistent basis. Now, baby steps, whatever. If that's not good, we're only 5 of 15, 33%. We need to be it makes all the difference in the world. You might say, well, Bobby, what if we had 7 out of 15? Yes, 5 out of 15 is that's hell of a lot worse than if you're going 7 of 15. Now you want ultimately be like 8 of 15, 50% or more, but you got to be realistic. Finally, very good in the red zone, 3 or 4, 75%. You said, well, I want to be 100%. No, you know what you want to be 100% is goal to goal. There's a difference. Red zone and goal to goal. Now, if you got goal to go, hell yeah, you got to will your way into the end zone, get a touchdown. We were 3 for 3, 100%. Red zone, we were 3 for 4. I can't even look at the Patriots. I don't think they even sniffed. They were lucky if they were across midfield. They're not sniffing the red zone. Great defense. We gave up a total, not and a half in a game, 156 total yards. Again, that's about giving up only 8 first downs. That is, I can tell you right now, the rest of the season will not have this good of a game defensively. It is that dominant when you look at those numbers. Now, we might, be maybe more opportunistic. Now, I don't know. We were taking away the football, intercepted, pick 6. So I don't know if we'll have a better defensive game, especially when you shut out an opponent. I don't care if it was the sorry Patriots right now. You still shut them out. Now, can you build upon this? It's good. Like, for instance, no one would have thought this before the season, let's say late August, The next team we play in the Houston Texans in Houston, we're going to have to pack a lunch. I'm telling you right now. That game, Houston's way better than right now than the Patriots. How the mighty have fallen without Tom Brady. It just goes to show you the impact. Now, we both got sacked a couple of times. We were +3 for the game. Now we +3 for the season. So after the Texans game, how about we be +5? I like that. I'm not going to ask for 3. How about just so we'll get 2 more in the turnover margin that you're on the plus side going forward. Now, this doesn't even come into play. This is when you have a close game. People always tell you 9 penalties or 100 yards. That's like giving up a touchdown. But we had 12. 12 for 86 yards. So what? Let's say you even give a little lanyard, 10 points. We won because of penalties 34-7 or 34-10. That didn't even matter. And usually when you're in a hard-fought game and when you look back, third down, red zone, then you look at penalties, how it affected the game. We had almost 2-1, we had the ball almost 40 minutes. So it's like basically 40-20, 2-1 and controlling the tone or the atmosphere of the game and setting the tone, I should say, with that time of possession. I thought one thing, I told you this. We still can't run the ball. Bobby, what are you talking about? No, we cannot run. We cannot run the ball when you're averaging 3.3 yards a run.
They were committed to it, though.
Yes, that's what I told you. I said,
Okay.
Steve, but like you said, at least they committed to the run. Oh, we can't run, so I'm only going to run 15 times a game. That ain't good. I'm telling you now, we set the tone. So I would even say, even if the game's close, instead of 41, you have like 31 attempts. Have it somewhere around there when you look at controlling the tempo. I'm looking at Derek Carr, 114, almost 115 passer rating. I thought he was efficient. One time he got sacked. I don't know what James Hurst is thinking. The A-gap, if the back's supposed to step up, or he just left. You never, the shortest way to the quarterback, you never give that up. So really, Carr should have been sacked one time. The other time, I mean, he was making a sandwich back there. The offensive line blocked well long enough.
Just held on to
And yes, and he got sacked. So that would be a case where you look at it, offensive line gave up 2 sacks. No, the offensive line gave up 1 sack and their lack of communication. When you look at Mac Jones, you probably wish he was back in Alabama playing for the Crimson Tide. I thought the NFL would be a little easier. Well, right now, they hollering for Zappy. You know, they want Zappy, the Western Kentucky cat. But Steve, none of them. Quarterback rating, Jones 30.5, and then Zappy had 42.4. But looking at how we utilize our talent and receivers. Michael Thomas, this is what I tell you fantasy people and all that. This is where Michael Thomas is at every game.
Right.
Steve, you look how they fluctuate targets, catches, and yards. But this is a Michael Thomas game. He only had 4 catches, so I might say he had 4 for 65 yards. Some games you might see 5 for 65 yards.
Exactly.
So that's the range where he's at. Alvin Kamara, 3 targets, 3 catches, 17 yards. Alvin Kamara ended up having 97 total yards of scrimmage. I always tell you, I wish that number would be closer between 120 and 130.
Yeah.
I think 150 would be outstanding. But the ball I'd have to pick right now with the Saints, and I know Sneaky Pete and all, they're going to try and get his hands on the ball more, but I'm looking at Rasheed Shahid. He had 4 touches for 46 yards. Okay, can we somehow know he got 1 football, but he should at least double that, because if you look at Rasheed Shahid coming into the game, remember I told all-purpose yards, he's only behind Christian McCaffrey and ahead of Justin Jefferson. So, I mean, he's basically producing, but he had 4 touches, 46 yards. So I think Sneaky Pete in the offense, they got to give Shahid more opportunities with his hands on the ball. Now, before I get to the defense, look at special teams. I thought this was Sweet Lou Headley. I thought it was his best game punting.
Hallelujah.
I thought
Finally, right?
those weird punts sometimes, I don't know if they don't want to field it and wherever it's going to bounce, but a 44-yard average and 3 inside the 20. Lou Headley, best game as the new Saints punter, the 30-year-old rookie, the tatted up cat. Now, Rasheed Shahid, 1 punt return, 18 yards. I'm telling you, you consider it all pro if you 14 plus. If you double digits, no, you're getting the job done when all that's it. Now, looking at on the defensive side, Did y'all see the hit?
I was going to say special teams. Also, a shout out to Groupie.
Yeah.
250-yarders.
Oh, yeah. Steve, I don't know how I missed
I'll give him a little love to the kicker.
No, you have to a lot of love.
Yeah.
You making a 50-yarder, no, that's not automatic. You know what you never want to, because you never want to miss on the 40. And you want to seldom miss. Okay, how's that saying? You never want to miss on the 40. You don't really want to miss like at 40, like 40 to 49, and then you get a little leeway over 50. So if you do that, so just look at like the chart.
Yeah.
And when the season's all over.
Made a 53 and a 54-yarder today.
Yeah, and then he made, so he's had 3 kicks over 50 yards, if I'm correct.
Right.
And then he missed the one the Packers, a 40-something yarder, if I'm correct. So you see, you can miss that one, but the next 2 at 40-something yards he has to make. You know, the leeway. Now, if it's on the 40, 30-something yard field goal, you never. No, that has to be like a longer extra point. Longer extra point. You have to be able to come through with that. So, yeah, but Groupie, I thought he came up big time. The kicking game obviously was not a liability. Now, looking at the defense right quick, Demario Davis, that ain't no old man the way he's hitting. That 4th down hit he had, just look if y'all, I know we're all Saints fans, a lot of us, we tape the game and go look back. Look at the camera, how he was interacting with his fellow teammates. You know why? Even though you might try to change the rules, control violence, and we worried about player safety and all that. No, Demario Davis and all that, they so fired up how he just stoned someone and they can't go like, man, he got jacked up. And then, you can't promote that too much. Look how excited all Demario's teammates were when he came on that big hit. Alante Taylor, he led the team unassisted tackles with 5. He had 6 total, double D. Demario Davis, a lot better showing, both him and Cam Jordan, I'd say, in the 2 previous games, where we always have to have them coming up with some stats. He also had a pass defender. But the guy who's showing up, an unsung hero from Wyoming, the Wyoming Cup, Carl Granderson, 4 total tackles, a sack, 2 quarterback hurries, 3 tackles for loss. That guy he was going against, he was just whooping. But we've seen him do that to the Saints offensive line. So that doesn't surprise me about Carl Granderson and his success. Pete Werner being opportunistic, coming with an interception, a pass defended. Cam and Passanio ended up sharing a sack. Howden, his fingers all jacked up, but boy, look at him in coverage. 2 key passes defended that he ended up having. I thought it was interesting, Deuce brought up, like Paulson and Debo, they were kind of going after him on different throws. I ended up with 2 passes defended. I think his hamstring's still bothering him. Because Deuce was talking about his truth. Look how he's coming out his cuts. And you don't have that burst where he might have, hoping he don't pull it more, and a slight, hamstring pull that I think I can go through it. But Paulson and Debo looked like he had kind of lost a step. I don't know if it's coming off that hamstring injury. But Honey Badger being opportunistic, we all remember this as LSU fans. He comes up with that big pick 6, not only interception with a pick 6, but him with that interception, Tyrann Mathieu. I love history. NFL leaders in interceptions the last decade. So that's modern day football. Last decade, Honey Badger now has 29. I think if you're an LSU fan, you saw this coming in the NFL level, that Tyrann Mathieu would have that 29. He's behind Harrison Smith with 31 and Marcus Peters with 32. So big props go out to that. And Steve, I think I failed to mention about what had occurred with history. It was by breaking Alvin Kamara.
I was going to say, I have not brought that up yet.
Yeah, Alvin Kamara, 73 career touchdowns, surpassed the great quiet storm, Marcus Colston, in franchise history. So, look, to me, Kamara's running hard. If we block for Alvin Kamara, he will have success in this offense. So, if all of a sudden, let's say Kamara's averaging 2.6 and all that, I'm saying a lot of it, I would say, listen, I know Kamara to forget how to run. If he's healthy, they got a block for him. You give him a chance where he can hit a hole because he hits it hard. So that's why I'm very optimistic with Alvin Kamara in the fold now. going to Houston and play the Texans. But it's going to be a battle. And the last thing, Steve, before we go to the break, we've only played the Patriots 16 times. Look at NFL history. We were 10-5, now we're 10-6. But more importantly, you know what? And the Patriots fans know this. We're road warriors. We've played 10 times in Foxborough, or, Gillette Stadium, whatever, Sullivan Stadium, all their old stadiums. We're 5-5. So we're 500 in their backyard. Even when the Patriots are rolling, and I can tell you this, one of the greatest games ever in Saints history. This one I knew we were legit. The year we won the Super Bowl. When we beat the Patriots in the Superdome in 2009. What was it?
Flag on the sideline.
38-17. Bill Belichick, who you saw today, took out Tom Brady, but I think it was like right under 6 minutes, and they gave up. And we were up 38. We won the game 38-17. That's when Drew Brees was on fire. I mean, his average per completion was ridiculous. That's when I said, I think we might have been like, okay, some fan will help me out here. Either are 9-0 or 10 games in a row or something like 11. Maybe we beat that night because I've been part of 9 games in a row. I think they beat it. It might have been like 10 or 11 games in a row victories. And that was one of we smacked the Patriots. So Bill Belichick, he's been humbled by the Who Dat Nation. As great, he might be arguably the greatest NFL coach ever. If you look, he's up there with the win total. He's trying to get to 300. We didn't let that happen. He's trying to compete with Don Shula, George Halas, and look at all that. But it's like
no records being broken for the Pats today.
No.
Bill Belichick today.
And it's like you asked Tom Brady who was the hardest team to play against when he was with Tampa Bay. The freaking Saints. The Saints, Tom Brady said, I don't know. They would get after me, and they were doing it with a 4-man rush. So I'm telling you, between Belichick and Tom Brady, they know who the Saints are. They know who that nation is.
We're going to take 10 seconds right now to pause for stations to identify themselves on the Community Coffee Saints Radio Network. Break. $34-0 victory for the Black and Gold. Now 3-2 on the season. Want to hear from you on the Happy Oakland Heart Jewelers Talk and Text line 504-260-1870. Sound off right here on the Ciroc Point After on the Community Coffee Saints Radio Network.